Hello YouTube Wise, FIFA here, coming at you today on a Tuesday afternoon, evening, my time in the US. Coming at you with a Marquee Matchup Squad Builder Challenge prediction. It is January the 24th today, so the weekend should be the 27th, 28th, and 29th, I believe. I'm always usually like one day off around that, so check the description for the more accurate dates. But I'm leaving for Milan tomorrow for my study abroad experience. Really pumped about that. Going to be there for 4 months. So I've been getting packed, everything's settled, so I haven't had as much time to invest as I usually do in these games. I have done it a little bit, but in order to get you guys a little bit more meat or a little sustenance to this video, I'm going to go about it a different way. I'm actually going to just browse through the players and show you the teams that I think are going to be featured just right here on this web app portion. And then I have a little bit of the investments after, so I'm going to show you those, and then of course we're going to do the pack opening at the end. But how I do this is I'm going to go through the 4 main squads and then a couple sleepers. And this week's actually got some interesting rivalries. I think EA can take this a couple ways. There's a couple big rivalries in the Ligue 1, and so our first one that I think is going to feature this week, they snubbed the Ligue 1 last week, but the first one I think is going to feature this week is Lille. And I'm going to show you guys some players here. You can pick them up for really cheap, I mean around 450 coins. They're much cheaper than that. But you're looking at the likes of Lille versus Lyon. About to show you Lyon in a second. This is a derby. It is listed, it is like an official derby listed there. I know I'm showing you guys some of those, but I mean the best thing about these two teams is that you can go for non-rare or rare. I always suggest going for non-rare though. That is where most of the profit lies. You can pick them up, like I said, for cheaper. I mean, again, tomorrow on Wednesday is a great time to buy, but you see here you can pick up these guys for like 450 coins. I mean, just start you can mass bid on these players and pick up at least a few, and then again overnight is actually kind of a good time to buy because less people are online, so there's a little bit less competition. The next one is going to be a little bit more interesting. This is an FA Cup match, and it's going to feature Derby County versus Leicester, another official regional derby. This matchup doesn't usually happen very often because both these teams don't feature in the same league. But now that the FA Cup gives them a chance, or gives English teams a chance to kind of cross over, and I mean you can really pick up these players for cheap. 400 coins, that's a steal. I'm going to pick up some of these players. Screw it, I'm going to put a bid on some of these players right now. But I'm going to show you the next team is Derby County, and they're actually in the championship. They only have one gold player, so what I think this is going to be is another one of those squad builder challenges where you have a rating that you have to accomplish, and then one player from one or the other squad. EA have been liking to do that a lot lately, so it's almost beneficial to pick up for yourself. If you're going to want to do these squads, pick up the cheapest player from either one of those clubs, but then also just to not just pick up players from these two squads, but also look at the leagues they're in. I mean, look, you can pick up some good deals here on these players. The bronzes are going for pretty cheap. They might do, like I said, they might do a rating thing, so you might want to stay away from bronze and look towards more silver, but those are still two good options to invest in. Now we're going to move over to the Belgian League, and so we're going to go to the Pro League, and there's two big powerhouses playing each other, and that is Anderlecht and Anderlecht. I think that's actually how you say it, my bad. And then you also have the likes of Standard League. There we go. Gotta get it off my tongue eventually. But again, another couple teams where you can pick up some players for less, or right around that 350 to 400 coin range, so that you don't have to worry about if these two teams don't get selected and you still picked up your players for around 400, 350 to 400 coins, you're going to be able to make a sizable profit because you'll be able to sell them in the later hours of the night for 450 to 500 coins, and then you won't have to worry about losing any coins. And I think that's what everybody's looking for, you know, just the best thing to do in investing in anything is just to make sure that you can have the least reward and wow, no, that's not how it goes. The least risk and the most reward. Sorry, sometimes I get rambling and just really pick it up a little bit too fast. And again, I hope this series helps people that both like to actually make the squads and then also like to trade the players, because I think that opening packs is something that a lot of things people like, and a lot of foot players are able to do that through this squad builder challenge, the marquee matchups, and people pull some really solid options. And I mean, I've pulled a couple good things from these things, but I'll get off of that little tangent. And the next thing I have to talk about is actually a little bit more interesting, and it's in the Eredivisie. The Eredivisie or the Netherlands League has 3 big rivalries. I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to pan to the schedule for the Dutch League, and I'm going to show you right here, Heerenveen versus Groningen, Ajax versus De Haag, and then Zola, I'm pretty sure that's how I pronounce that, and Twente. These three matchups are all official derbies of the Dutch league. So I think that at least one of them will be featured. So what I would recommend you guys do is pick up players, gold players from the Eredivisie for really cheap, because you can still pick up these guys for 300 to 50 to 400 coins, but also pick up one player from each of those teams or a couple players from each of those teams, because then you won't have to the risk of missing out and having some of those players go for way too high. But again, I think this is one of those rating things where they could go either way, where they can make it all Dutch, or they could do it where you have to have a specific amount of nationality. So this is one that you want to kind of tread carefully. You can hedge your bets because you can pick up a lot of these players for pretty cheap. And so again, I'll show you guys real quick that little thing one more time. It's Ervin and Groningen. That's one. Ajax and De Haag, and then Zol and Twente. I'm sorry if I butchered the grasshopper logo, or whatever the heck that logo is. I'm sorry that I butchered it. Now, guys, I'm going to show you guys the investments here. I've just picked up quite a few players here. You know, got players from all the teams that I said would feature. In here, a good mix, a lot from the Eredivisie, because I think that's one that's really going to pan out. I don't understand how EA could ignore three big rivalries. They'll pick one, but it's just tough for me to predict between those three, but it's tough for EA to ignore them as a whole. So then there's a couple other matchups that people have been talking about, and we're going to go back to the Ligue 1, and this is PSV versus Monaco. This is a huge matchup but I'm tentative for people for EA to include this, because one, the Monaco players are already required in the Lacazette and the Petit squad builder. If you guys want to see the Petit video, I have one of those up. You can get it for real cheap. But I don't think that EA are going to include these guys. And then you have Paris Saint-Germain. I mean, you can pick up these players for pretty cheap if you want to hedge your bet. There's not many non-rares for the Paris team, so you're going to want to look more at their low-rated gold players. Although, again, that's a popular team that a lot of people like to trade with, but I also just cannot see them doing a squad builder for that, or a marquee matchup featuring those two teams. And then lastly, we're going to go back to the Premier League. Oh, I don't know if this is going to last. I'm actually going to hit you with one more sleeper after this. But we're going to go back to the Premier League, and it's going to be Chelsea versus Liverpool. The thing is, I don't think that they're going to feature these two teams, because next week Chelsea plays Arsenal, and that's where a big-time rivalry, where I think they're going to save Chelsea for that next week. But just to give you guys a little heads up, Chelsea versus Liverpool could be an option. I've seen a couple people talk about that in their videos, but I'm not confident. I'm not really going to invest. I have some of these players in my club, so if it does pan out, I'm covered. But if not, I'm also okay. Then another one I want to talk about is in the Africa Cup of Nations. Senegal plays Cameroon. I'm not even going to show it to you. Hopefully you guys are still watching at this point. I know it's getting a little bit, this video is dragging on, but Senegal versus Cameroon is a big, interesting rivalry inside the African Cup of Nations. I think that it might even have some implications about who goes through the next round. So if that is something you guys want to invest in, go ahead. But now we are going to get into the packs. I have the double loan team of the week pack. If you guys want to see me play with some of these players, let me know in the comment section below. We get Medeiros, I believe that's his name. He actually looks like a pretty good card. And then, gotta love the Fiorentina, man. That looks like a solid card. If you put some pace on him, maybe an engine or anchor card, he looks like a really solid player. Gonna try to give them both a little run out eventually. But we're going to move on to the packs that can really matter. And so, like I said, guys, I'll give you guys a recap at the end. I don't know why I skipped that. That could have been good. We got Bouchers. Look at that beard. You love to see that beard. Hopefully, he still goes for some. We have some decent amount of players in here. Nothing that I can see right off the bat from anything that would affect our squad builder challenge. Although we do get the Lyon kit that looks actually pretty nice. I love to get these squad fitnesses for the weekend league. But I'm just going to store all this stuff in the club like you usually do. I'm going to quick sell this guy. I mean, if he goes for a lot, you guys can roast me in the comments, but I don't think he does. And speaking of the comments, make sure you guys leave any matchups you think I missed, because I like the community I want to build. I want everybody to be able to help them out and everybody to succeed. We get the legend Kaká. What a nice card and player he is. We get Kingsley Coman. That's another interesting card that I really do enjoy. We get Kynes from Werder Bremen, one of my favorite teams in Germany. Hopefully, oh, and that Diaz card actually looks really nice too. That's 75 pace and some good defense. That is going to be a interesting card to ever try out. We get a nice little finisher there, and we have some extra players here. I'm going to store all these guys in the club, and then I actually am also going to keep that Ruben Smedo. Smedo. You never know what happens with them in the Liga. No, so you know that Portuguese players went up for a lot last time. But sorry if I've rambled a little bit this video. I had to change it up a little bit just because I'm getting a little bit flustered. But with the trip to Milan, I'm really excited about it, though. I think it's going to work out really well. Let me know if any of you guys watching are in Milan and you want me to check out anything. Leave that in the comment section. But make sure you guys like and subscribe if you like this video. Gonna wrap it up now so that you guys aren't looking at like a 20-minute video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Those links will be in the description down below. But most importantly, stay wise.